I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, and I hope my ability to upload videos is back. It's been out and it's been a horrifying thought because it's the only voice I have is YouTube and Facebook and Messenger. Um, really YouTube. Uh, anyway, I without TV here for a few days or more. I don't know, something's wrong. Anyway, I can't see what's going on. When I do, I listen to them lock up Julian Assange and tell nothing but ugly friggin' lies, and I can't take it, and I want to smack something. I'm going to have to get me what's one of those that boxers hit their bags and put it, but then the TV's not working, so I guess I can just sit here at the four walls, which gets boring, and try to get out and walk a little. And what am I back on here trying to say? It's unbelievable. I sit where I'm living and I don't hear anyone talk about Julian Assange or what's being done to him. He's an Aussie. One of the few in the world trying to tell the truth, along with WikiLeaks. God help if there's an end to this, and maybe God steps in and said, hey, do you see on this hand that the United States is really responsible for kidnapping the Queen of England, the real one? That would be me. And I want you to take note that she's here in this country still, and she's a hostage, and her children have been kidnapped and removed some years back on April Fool Day of '80, when the Queen of England, the real one, they tried to kill her again. Almost made a go of it. I think if God had not stepped in, because those pretty deadly wounds they've given me. Now, if God stepped in and said, hey, look at her, she's a real Queen of England. She's telling you about mind control, which has affected your own people like Parkland and Florida, and right next door here to Roanoke, Salem is Blacksburg, Virginia Tech, where the 32 were shot and killed students. The other student was from Korea, South Korea, and he was programmed after he got through shooting them to shoot himself and appear as, well, nobody thinks anything about it. It's really the same thing as Robin Williams was programmed to kill himself. And he didn't commit suicide. So really this young boy, I'm trying to make an example because this has happened in the Sandy Hook. The young fellow killed his mom first and then went to school and killed the kids in school. And then I believe I'm correct, he shot himself too. He was programmed to, just like the man that shot George Wallace in Laurel, Maryland. And by the way, the woman that I was put here when I was kidnapped in 41 at age 2 was working in his campaign. He did not like her. I like George Wallace, and you will never hear anything else from me other than you couldn't buy so, and that's why they took him out. They did. They put him in a wheelchair and caused all kind of havoc and everything. So I'm not about to turn on the man. I admire him very much, and you can make of that whatever you want to, because I know who I am. I know about Martin Luther King and Reverend Andrew Young's part in knowing about me and my kidnapping, and they partnered with JFK, who, by the way, helped kidnap me. His father was made ambassador to England in 36 by Roosevelt, another Jew, your president. Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers. So JFK and Robert Kennedy had it all tied up. Robert Kennedy's name is on, I believe it's your Justice Department. So he was going to be Attorney General, and JFK was president. So they got it all wrapped up. So now then, the program shooter was programmed to shoot JFK and to shoot Robert Kennedy. Sirhan, I told about this so long ago. I told about this before I moved back to Atlanta and all this havoc and hell that is so horrific. And then to have somebody turn around and call me a liar. My God in heaven, I've not lied in any of this. I mean, you can't tell a lie. The stuff's so horrific. But anyway, I can remember. I was lying here last night since there's no TV. Have somebody donate me a Walmart TV. Probably get the signal. By the way, this is all involved in this. Your signals can kill you. So that's what mind control. And they teach you the Morse code. That's a signal. Now I don't know how it's done today. It's been upgraded since I started telling about it in '76. I wanted to get back to Huntsville, Alabama, NASA, where I was taken. And how do you think NASA was really built? It was built by the Brits and the Germans. Werner von Braun, a beautiful man who's... You should hear what they say about me, and I've done nothing except crawl, have crimes committed that are so despicable. And the things they're saying about Julian Assange it infuriates me. I was actually sick a whole day. Maybe that's the reason I got my TV turned off. I don't know. But, God, they don't want to open the can of worms. They really don't. And the truth be told in all this. Can you imagine the Queen of England sitting here, and if they could show all the sick, vile, mean things done to me and my two sons who are heirs after me, not Harry, not William and Kate, not Charles. Elizabeth works for the Illuminati. Sold her soul. She's illegal, a war criminal. She's one of the top in the Illuminati. And that's not just me saying that. And here you got Hillary Clinton. God help me why I was put in the position. And it was hell, but where I found out the truth about Hillary Clinton and Bill and Martinez. Okay, am I correct? No. This Lee Brown was police commissioner in Atlanta when I'm doing the book, and I almost killed April Fool Day of '80. Okay, the Wayne Williams murders was a mind control murder. That means using signals, teach you the Morse code back then. I don't know how they do it now with signals, but anyway, they used ham set years ago, etc., etc. So now it's so updated with your satellites all over hell's half acre. Now, where was I? I don't know. I tried to tell it, and yes, I haven't even been able to talk hardly. I'm aching all over and don't have a TV. And I don't know, this may have something to do with my, I don't know. It's been out for a few days, and I know a lot of other stuff that's gone on. And then once in a blue moon, there's a nice person comes along. And so where am I? I'm back to, I want to tell this, though. I was thinking about it last night lying here. Everybody's enjoying the walks and races up the Blue Ridge Parkway and the trails and the car. I can never stand car races. All over the place they're having fun over the weekend. And I thought, my God, look at the pain and suffering. And these people all eat and go home to a nice, and go to church on Sunday and love each other. It's just that I'm an outsider, and I am who I am, and the United States has helped install Meghan Markle, who has given all signs of this, well, anyway, Oprah Winfrey, you name it. Oprah, I may be saying something that I wish she would turn out to be good, Oprah, and fair-minded. But I doubt seriously she wants to hear about Martin Luther King and involvement in the mental health. She's partnering with Harry, I just now thought, on this mental health update that they can tell you about. Are you kidding me? I've been putting on about mind control murders and mental health, using it to put people away, bypass the law, and just haul their ass off like they did Anastasia. And by the way, and they murdered her, and that was Anna. You can, all you little nice people, give me this ins and out, don't know squat. Yes, it was Anastasia, right up here in Charlottesville. They killed her using the mental health system. You have no idea what they've done with the mental health system. But Martin Luther King and Andrew Young, I've been right in his friggin' office in Atlanta. He knows it all. Okay, so let me get to this. If I can keep this, well, I think I'm forget. Oh, in the Wayne Williams, the black children in Atlanta that were killed, he was only found guilty, supposedly, he didn't do it, of two. And so he was put away. He's still in Georgia State Prison, just like Jens Zorens, the German diplomat's son, still in prison at Buckingham in Virginia State Prison for crimes he didn't do. He or Elizabeth Hasten, who's from Canada. Her dad was British English citizen, and her mom, Nancy Haysom, Bedford over here, was American, like my mother is an American. Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, my dad never married. That had anything to do with the American spy, Wallace Simpson. She married double. There was several of them. They meant to take a good man down, and they did, my dad, and then they kidnapped me. So now then you got the Kennedys all involved in it, and you got their cute little, I shouldn't put this up. I'm not going to put this up. I'm going to go back to this, and then I guess this will get up. I hope it does. I'm kind of lost without my voice piece here, and that's YouTube right at the moment. And okay, and I really am in pain over Julian Assange. His mother, I used to a little bit. We were back and forth some years ago on my email account. And you're prosecuting and persecuting a beautiful man, one of the few, that in WikiLeaks, that's telling you the truth. I guess back to this point, get to the point here. Yes, Mark. I hope you're okay, and Scott, my babies. Okay, and now I forgot what it was. Get to the point, Mom. And well, at least I laugh when well, let me just stop here. Can you see, if they prosecute this man who's already lived in prison, Julian Assange, and had all these ugly, vile things, I thought I'd die. I really did. When they drug him out of where he's been in prison the last 7 years in the embassy there, what the hell do you think with all this ugly stuff? What if by chance they're going to extradite him to the United States to pay for what? Trying to tell the truth? Telling the truth? While they got me here, oh, well, they can ignore me and mine and what they've done. Because I can guarantee you, if you ever hear, you may not care about me, but you would care about going back and seeing where you've been affected, and I bet this is going off. Let's take, for example, I started to tell about this a little bit ago, and I'm going to stop and see if this will go up. I knew something was wrong back then. This is back in 65, maybe. There was a lot of people dying at Redstone Arsenal. What are they? Anyway, they work for the U.S. government, NASA, and all the government. And U.S. government, and they have GS this and GS that, and I remember there was deaths that were really strange, and I remember the one where they took the woman that worked for the government there, and took her up on the mountain. A young man did, and he tied her to a tree, and I don't know all the vile acts he did to her, but there was something about it that started ringing a bell. That there's more to this. And then I met Jack Hartsfield in 80 when I was almost killed, and I was taken back there. He's FBI, and he was a reporter, undercover as a reporter. And He couldn't get the stuff. He had a list too, and so did when I was out at Hustler magazine running in the campaign to replace one of the doctors, Larry McDonald. U.S. congressman in Congress can't tell you all about this. How about all these little newbies that are popped up that's going to run for the presidency? You know, it's all going to hell in a handbasket if you, well, you know, I'd like to see some people pay for what's been done to me and my children and country and some of the nice people here in this country. But anyway, there was lists over at Huntsville in the government there that were dying strange, really strange deaths. I look back, and yes, some of them, specifically a couple of them, can be proven, just like some here. They're done in patterns, and it's not that hard to prove, but you got to get it into court. So I guess I'm going to stop here. I can't watch the news because I get all upset. I really do. It's one thing I can't take when I saw what they did to this man for telling the truth. And I thought, God, please let him have a special place one day. Look what these people are doing to him. They're going to bring him back over here and prosecute him for telling the friggin' truth. And you got me, the real Queen of England, and you show what was been done to me and my dad. They did this to my dad, character assassination. My mom is an American, for God's sake. George O'Keeffe's sister. I have to say that because you don't know who my mom is. And you got a bunch of little liars that, well, there's one specifically. She's, or he, I don't know if it one or the other. I'm going to leave it there. But you got to tell the truth first. If they extradite this honest man, Julian Assange over here, you got Area 51 sitting in Australia that you Americans put there when you took down my dad and invaded the UK. And your whole thing was you wanted separation. No, you wanted to take over what belonged to the United Kingdom, the British, and to the Indians, if you want to be so nice. Now then I see suddenly you're including them, the American Indians, a little bit. You're the... I think of Nancy Pelosi, and I think of... I want to get this in real quick. Hillary Clinton. You know, I don't know why I was putting this highway journey, and I can tell you about Hillary Clinton and Bill, but I sure the hell can. And by the way, it involves, and this is what I meant a while ago, let me get this up. It involves the Wayne Williams murders, and the police commissioner there was Lee Brown. Now, I always thought Lee Brown was an honest man. He's African American, and so was the Jackson that was mayor. They know. They went on ABC and said Wayne didn't do it. It's the mechanism used. The mechanism is mind control. So now then, this police commissioner, Lee Brown, goes on out to, Wayne's convicted. He goes on out and becomes police commissioner many times over of Houston, which is the space industry from Huntsville to Houston, NASA. Now then you got him becoming mayor of Houston a couple of times, either before or after he was drug czar for the Clintons and their pregnancy. Wow. Well, being the president. By the way, Martinez, the mayor of Tampa, when I was down there, and this is when I was learning about a bunch of this stuff, about the Bushes and the drug running and the Guantanamo Bay and jamming the radars and bringing drugs in. And I'm sitting here wondering if I'm going to live and my children